Welcome to the Growth Lab, a trusted space for parents navigating their child's developmental journey. I'm Luba, a speech-language pathologist, myofunction therapist, child and family advocate, and a mom of three. For the last 15 years, I've worked with more than 150,000 children and their families, helping parents understand what they're seeing, what it means, and how to move forward with confidence. This podcast is for parents who want clear, credible guidance when information feels overwhelming or decisions feel heavy. Here, we break down speech, feeding, breathing, learning differences, attention, IEPs, and more in practical, easy to understand ways alongside trusted experts. My goal is simple, and it's to help you feel informed, supported, and confident as you advocate for your child. You're in the right place, so let's begin. In today's conversation, it is quite an important one for parents. We've all been there. Imagine it's 8:30 at night, your child spikes a fever, or they fell off the playground, they can't breathe well tonight. You're Googling, you're debating, urgent care, ER, pediatrician, wait it out, what do we do? So today, I'm joined by Dr. Daniel Kogan, the owner and founder of MedX Urgent Care, and he has seen it all, from the common everyday fevers and sprains to the truly unexpected. And today I'd love to connect with you because I know that you probably have a lot of stories for me and maybe some advice even. Dan, welcome to the Growth Lab, and I'm so excited to share this space with you today.
Well, thank you for that awesome intro. That was very nice.
First of all, tell us a little bit about your background. Obviously, you didn't always own an urgent care.
No.
What did you do before this? How long have you been, working in medical practice?
So it dates back a while. It's been on my mind a long time to try to be in the primary care or in the urgent care space. But, going back to even choosing this as a career path, I wasn't born, I want to be a doctor. I don't come from a family of physicians or anything. It kind of just started to dawn upon me middle towards end of high school. And then I just put the gas pedal to the floor and pursued it all the way. And always liked urgent care. I don't, I guess I don't really know why, but some of the things I like the speed. It's always different. It's not the same. There's a lot of variety. We can do more things. That always attracted me to it. And it's very convenient for people. So
I love urgent care.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids, dude. I've been to urgent care a lot of times.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And including once for myself when I had a really bad day. I was going to UPS store. I stepped off the curb wrong and I ended up breaking my foot. And, I went to urgent care right away.
I've heard that story countless times.
Oh, man. But that's pretty incredible. And you're so brave because I feel like there's a lot of avenues you can go medically today. Some people play it safe. They're like, I'm going to go work in a hospital. I don't know if you want to call that safe, but for the most part, owning your own urgent care nonetheless is a big feat. So I salute you. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is very tough. No, it's not easy. And I agree. There's always fallback options. You can go get a job kind of anywhere and live an okay life and work in a hospital and not worry about things after 5 o'clock. But
do you live at the urgent care? Are you always there?
Pretty much, yeah. It's just kind of my second home. Yeah, this definitely consumes an enormous amount of my time. But I like it. It's what I chose. I signed up for it.
Oh, you also gave your life to others. Yeah. I'm with you. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about what urgent care really looks like. So for families who may not understand the scope, what does urgent care actually handle for kids from newborn to young adult age?
So it's very comprehensive. Our urgent care, we see all ages. All the way from 2-week-old, just born infants, to literally 100, 102 years old we've seen. Urgent care is really, the one-liner for it is anything not life or limb threatening. So really everything in between, we are equipped to stabilize, to handle, or offer some kind of intervention or guidance on.
You really can see anyone. So what are the most common pediatric style visits that you're seeing week to week?
This time of the year, COVID flu. Believe it or not, COVID is still like rampant. We see it like pretty much every day. And this flu season was pretty like flu heavy. We see, we test very
Yeah.
commonly for flu and we see a lot of it. But, basically anything upper lower respiratory is by far the most common, kind of fall, winter. And then in the summer, we see a lot of like also allergies and rashes on kids. That's very, very common.
Have you ever had just like a crazy situation or a kid comes in and they're just like a balloon looking and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, we've had people, we've had like young kids. It could get scary sometimes, but, we try to stay level-headed and act objectively, work on our feet. But yeah, people come in kind of medically decompensated more frequently than you'd think. They have issues breathing, their vital signs are not stable, their oxygen is low. So, we have seen some pretty scary cases.
I remember, I think it was my son's first week of first grade, and he's down. This was 3 years ago. And it was the first day of school. He went for a ride on his bike. And at the time, like where we live, the sidewalk was a new sidewalk. So they had where you're supposed to have grass. There was a little hill with, I guess, like a ground pipe was sticking out. And he did a jump, and I'm not there, obviously, but the other times he did the jump, everything was fine. But this time, things didn't go as planned. I'm standing in my kitchen, like they just got home from the first day of school. And I'm doing something and I see that the door is open and he's topless. And I'm like looking at him. I'm not sure how to react. I noticed that the shirt he's holding his chin. He's covered in blood. And I said nothing. I turned his body. Yeah. And I went right to my car and I drove to urgent care and I got very lucky. You weren't around then yet, but I got very lucky. I had a nurse, or maybe she was a nurse practitioner, or I guess I don't know exactly what she was, but she was a pregnant woman and she goes, I used to do sutures. Like I did stitching. I know how to do this. I'm like, thank God we have you. But I had to see my child like crying and they numbed him, but it doesn't always numb everything. But honestly, that day was an eye-opening experience for me because I really didn't, as a parent, like you don't always know where to turn. And I was so grateful to the urgent care. And I'm sure people are thankful to you every day because at moment's notice, like my life changed in a second. He came in, I saw him, I got in the car and I left and I'm like, what am I doing? What's the plan? And they were able to stitch him up and, he healed up since then. But like, I've been there. I'm grateful to you.
We're on the receiving end. We're catching all of it. We're on the receiving end. But yeah, you're right. It happens just like that in a second. In a second, like I remember last summer, everybody's like DIY outdoors, like older people, they're getting all this crap from Home Depot, all these tools, they're slicing their fingers, they're cutting things, doing the garden work outside. And it happens like, just like that. They're outside doing something, they fall, they cut, they this, they that. Next thing you know, their fingers drenched in blood and with like a skin flap. And then we're here.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, you guys are doing God's work for sure.
Yeah.
So what's like the craziest and most unexpected? I mean, we might have some stories, so try to keep it PG if you can. But without sharing identifying details, what is the most unusual or surprising thing or things you've seen to date?
Couple cases come to mind. We had a construction worker, like a contractor, shoot a nail gun through his lip, like right through here. And so this guy came in like holding his face with like his wife or something, like holding his face,
oh my God,
like drenched in blood, and he literally has a like nail gun through his lip, like right here. Yeah, so we got it out. I mean, we figured it out, but we got it out. And then another case that comes to mind is a guy was fishing, sat on a fish hook, and got it stuck in his ass. Like on his like butt cheek. So
oh my God,
we had to clip that out as well. And it took some time, it took some patience, some discomfort, but we got it out.
Oof, man, you really, what is something that might look scary when you come to urgent care or medical setting, but really isn't?
A lot of chest pain. Most of the chest pain that we see here is what we call non-cardiac in origin. So,
what are they having? Like chest cramping?
Yeah, they can have like aches between the muscles in their ribs. They could have like, sometimes it could be confused for acid reflux. Sometimes they just like work out and strain something here, and it's pain in the chest area, but everybody's concern is like cardiac issue or like a heart attack or like a lack of oxygen to the heart or something. And we have seen that here. We have had like straight, like true heart attack emergencies here, but most of the time it's not.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is terrifying though. Before I had kids, I think I was hypochondriac of those things like, oh, what's wrong? What's this? And you're like listening to yourself too closely. But then once you have a couple of kids, you forget about all that stuff.
That's what I hear. Yeah. You kind of
It changes you. It changes you a lot. We get a lot of choke hazards and gag reflexes and kids who come with acid reflux and they're vomiting and parents think it's like a stomach virus. Do you ever get parents who come just because they really just don't know? They're seeing something, but they have no explanation.
Yeah.
And then how do you guide them?
It's case by case, but generally, yes, parents come with a lot of, they noticed an unusual symptom or an unusual behavior or a pattern of unusual symptoms or behaviors, that concerns some kind of body system, obviously. And, they come in for us to look at it, to hear it, feel it, tell the story, and see if it's something we feel is concerning or not.
How about any like fever rules for babies? Do you have some guidelines for parents or what they should really pay attention to when it comes to fever?
The first thing that comes to mind is any infant that's a couple months old, usually 1 month to 3 months, depending on kind of where you read, who you ask. If they're spiking fevers, like true fevers, that should always be checked out. Like immediately a source should be identified at the least. And ideally, it's not a central nervous system source like a meningitis, which would be a pretty.
How about when a kiddo comes in with a head injury, perhaps? Like, is there something particular parents should be looking out for in that case?
Yeah, any kind of like decompensating neurologic signs, like a sudden change in behavior, visual issues, coordination, motor movement issues. Those things are like immediately concerning. And obviously, of course, like consciousness issues. If they're not responding to you, they have difficulty talking. Those are immediately alarming signs. You should go to the ER and get your head scanned. But, when we see them, we do a very thorough neuro exam, try to get an idea of the mechanism of the injury, any amnesia, do they remember things, kind of what really happened, and then we kind of go from there.
That's really important.
Yeah.
What is your advice to parents who may feel embarrassed going in and then being told, oh, it's nothing?
Shouldn't even be a thought, honestly, because we give if a parent is, they know their kids better than we do. And if something seems or smells or feels unusual, we should get it looked at. And, even at urgent care, like I always say, we see common things all the time. Cough, nasal, this, that, sinus, but, not every sore throat is strep. Not every cough is just a cough, is some viral URI. And the point I'm trying to make is that we give every single patient a fair shake. It doesn't matter if they're coming in with a common complaint. I even always notify the staff here, especially the clinical staff, to not miss a emergency or something more involved masked by common symptoms.
Yeah.
That's where problems can start. So for us, it doesn't matter if the family may feel embarrassed or whatever. We're going to do a thorough eval no matter what.
I think that's solid advice, like same from the speech perspective too.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how many families come in here and they're like, well, my pediatrician told me to wait and I'm just waiting and seeing and wait. And all these people are waiting all the time, and we're going to end up building a future community of illiterate, non-social individuals because they built the skills too late.
Right.
So I always tell people, don't wait and see, get started now. So no parent should feel ashamed for seeking care, whether it's urgent care, therapy care. Right. Take care of what you feel. Your gut instinct is correct.
Right. Yeah. I even say, it's interesting. I say that about medicine a lot, like unrelated to urgent care, but I've recently finished all of my training and schooling and all that stuff. And really you leave all of this with like a foundation, a functional foundation, and then you gain kind of your, that big volume of experience through your career. But a lot of it is really gut feeling, instinct, and kind of experience. It's not so much, guidelines or guardrails. And
isn't it crazy how in sync you are to that stuff? Like, just as a human being, like if something's off in yourself or then later your children who are an extension of yourself,
right.
and it drives me nuts sometimes when people are like, well, I wasn't guided to do this. What did you guide yourself to do? You
Right.
know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I always kind of took, I mean, it sounds a little crazy. I always kind of guidelines with like a grain of salt. You need your own feel, you need your own experience, and, you
What
know,
is right or wrong?
right.
And there's a million parents who like compare.
Hmm.
You'll get there too, I guess, because right now you have the one child,
Right.
and she does everything. It's probably so fascinating.
Right.
And then you have a second child, and you're like, well, the first child did that, and this child is doing. You don't compare. They
Right.
all have their own way.
Be separate.
They're separate. They won't reach milestones in the same time. So, what do you wish community providers knew about how urgent care works? Is there something maybe that they should do better in terms of who they're sending to you, or
Uh, I think I think most of the providers, like the referrals that we get, they're pretty strong referrals. I don't
yeah?
have any complaints really. I mean, when it comes like kind of business to business or provider to provider, it's handled pretty swiftly. They know kind of what we can do here for the most part and kind of who works here. And, we get a good amount of referrals from them.
That's no, like it's so important to have community
Right.
partnerships, and
Right.
I value that tremendously as well.
Geez, when I opened this place, I had no idea how many people I knew or knew of me until this place opened. I was like, I can't curse.
It's
Right.
just an extension. Like suddenly it's like your grandma's friend, your mom's friend,
Oh
someone's
my God.
cousin.
I mean, I'm like, I'm honored. It's a privilege to be able to,
Yeah.
serve this way. People trust me and all this stuff, but it's crazy. A lot of people.
No, and even like for us, like how crazy is this? So I remember my marketing team was doing an outreach. You guys won something, or we came to bring you something, and I
Yeah.
saw you tag. I
Yeah.
saw that. I know you from the community too,
Right.
and we have
Right.
some mutual friends.
Right.
And then somebody came in, and we started to include drug testing,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, call MedX. Maybe they can help with that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the first person, because I was already in my community to connect with you. And guess what? You helped us do it. So I thought
Great.
that was so awesome.
Yeah. It's a
you.
closed loop. That's good.
And that's what it's all about. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I know you said you love the pace of urgent care, and that, it helps a lot of people and fairly quickly. But what was it that made you want to open an urgent care? You could have opened a physician's office. You could have been practicing, that way. Why this path?
It's a loaded question.
Yeah, I guess so. Take your time.
Look, in this situation, the way this place came to be, a lot of stars aligned. I worked very hard for those stars to align for a place like this. None of this kind of, these stars didn't fall out of the sky into my lap. But
I can't
this
imagine the
place-
licensing you had to get and wait for and all that
yeah,
stuff
I mean,
too.
this place was like the perfect cocktail for me with all the correct ingredients to kind of tickle all of my itches about what I wanted to do. I like the pace. I like the people. I like that it's random.
Yeah.
I like the extent, like there's a little bit of higher acuity in urgent care, which I think kind of fits my nature, fits my character. I was involved in the building of this place, the construction of it, and I have some experience with that. So I really liked both sides, the clinical side and establishing the business and running it and managing people and kind of just leading the place too. So to me, it's like it's the perfect job, basically.
That's
That's
beautiful.
what I like. And I
love that.
pursued this all through. I've wanted to do this since even before I was accepted to medical school. So this has been like a thought in my head for
You
probably
manifested it, man. You manifested it out.
it's
Do you
probably
believe in that?
I guess I'm not. I guess I don't know. I just put one foot in front of the other, and that's it. I mean, but this has been a thought in my head for probably over a decade. And as I progressed through, my training is very regimented. It's like you can't skip anything, you can't bypass it. You have to go to undergraduate medical school and residency, and you
Yes.
have to work very hard and patiently wait for your time in line to be able to do certain things. So, when opportunities presented themselves in medical school and in residency to learn more about how these places run, work in a lot of them, travel certain parts of the country to see how they operate under different environments, different climates, different markets. I took all those opportunities, and when this space came available, I took it too. So,
Did you do an abroad residency?
No, I did not. My residency was at Jefferson Torresdale Hospital.
Oh, that's awesome too. So you've seen a lot there.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like I lived a couple lifetimes working.
Oh man.
Well, I stayed local. I grew up in Richboro.
Yeah.
And I went to school at Temple for undergrad in PCOM, like back to back.
Oh, like everything you did was here. That's great.
Everything here, yeah.
Aww.
And then back here for residency. So
Philly area, born and bred. I love it. Yeah. After all the thousands of patients that you see, what keeps you motivated?
I just love it. I live, breathe, pee and poop urgent care. This is all I do. That's all. It's what makes me tick. That's it. The patient care, the running it, solving the day-to-day problems of the business, just creating systems and operations, opening the second location.
Yeah.
This is all I do all day.
That's a serious driver, especially, facilitating a second spot is
it's
hard work.
It's not easy.
So I can't imagine, but you're doing all the things. What's next for you? You're like a world takeover. MedX Aruba.
No, I don't know. Just get the second one going and, get everything in line there and then see what the rest of the year looks like.
I like what you said before.
I don't really have any immediate plans. I don't know.
You said it before. You one foot in front of the other. And I think you're just in that tipping point. Literally, right. You're skipping a foot instead of just one foot right now because you're the build up and you're about to open. When is the grand opening of the new location?
It's probably going to be end of March, early April. That's what I'm thinking. So we're getting close.
That's very close.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Kogan, this has been a valuable, incredible, educational conversation for me, for sure. I think this is just what parents needed to hear. And I think they need to feel comfortable, that they're not overreacting, that they're getting clear guidance for things that are happening, that they shouldn't be afraid to get, this is no big deal, but great job, mom and dad, for taking the time and making sure everything's okay. Yeah. And as someone who works in early intervention and developmental care myself, I know how much anxiety families carry. Yeah. And conversations like this between providers who genuinely care help create a safer and more informed community. If you're listening and you've ever sat in debating what to do, I hope this gave you some clarity. Where can the community hear more and learn more about MedX Urgent Care?
Check out our social media, check out our website. You can schedule an appointment time slot. You can call our office, ask us any questions, but you can even text our office. We have a text line, so we try to be available.
Oh, that's awesome. It's super efficient.
Platforms all the time.
To everyone out there listening, don't wait until you're in a panic to understand your options. Learn them now, ask questions now, and build your village and your community. Know what's out there to help you. That is how we grow. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time on The Growth Lab.
Thanks so much for joining me here at the Growth Lab podcast. I really hope this episode was helpful. If it was, stick around for more episodes by subscribing to the podcast wherever you're listening. And if you know a fellow parent that could use this episode, share it with them. Follow me on Instagram at Luba Patlak. That's LUBAPATLAKH for daily advice and resources to keep you informed between episodes. See you next time.